What it do, one and all? This is the Peace Dealer, and I have appropriately titled this broadcast Road to the New Moon in Cancer. And let's just keep it real, because this Gemini season has been one huge whammy. Not even going to front. It's definitely been a huge awakening of truth and a huge awareness of the truth. So I want you to see my headband. I'm going on a C rank mission after I do this report. But yeah, one of the main reasons why I have this headband on, if you remember, I debuted this headband when I did Adventure Time Part 2. And there will be an Adventure Time Part 3, but we're not ready for that yet. We are not ready for that. However, when we are, when the time comes, this is going to be after the new moon eclipse, we will be sufficiently ready enough as that time comes. But yes, I will be going on a C rank mission. Got a couple of Jonines I might link up with who are in town. But regardless of that, yeah. This is going to be a very profound few days that will change a lot. More so than everything that's been being changed, because this isn't a new change. You just spent a whole Gemini season changing, because the only thing constant is change. So when I say that things are going to change, your question should be like, oh, it's changing. Your question should be like, what exactly this time is changing? Because every moment changes all the time. Shout out to Hayward, who said amazing webinar. I just want to give a huge thanks to everyone who joined that webinar. A lot of people enjoyed it. This was really one that was important to me. So I feel like my Virgo is, I have 5th house Virgo, so when I create things, I can get super perfectionist. So, you know, a lot of y'all showed a lot of love, and I'm really grateful for that. We will make intermediate spiritual astrology. I only gave the basics. There's so much more that I have to speak on. I could really literally talk about astrology all day. So one important thing about Gemini season is it's about the language that you use. And the language that you use should subtly have changed, or how you kind of address and speak to people. But regardless, you know, here's a really great classic example. When it comes to at a profound level, the whole notion of astrology, is this something that because a lot of people, in my journey so far, it's a lot less because I don't really even go out as much. And I'm just going to really like explain I don't go out as much because my 11th house has Uranus. So there's a huge like quantum shift in the social circles and friends I connect with. But regardless, Saturn's out my 7th. So when Jupiter goes there, you'll see me a lot, going out a lot more, doing live videos out in public. But I have Venus in the 12th, so I love being isolated. Regardless, in my journey so far, there's usually an apprehension. People still do not understand astrology. And this has nothing really to do with astrology. It has everything to do with your beliefs. Because if I substituted astrology with Christianity, that's how I know like it's not to do with astrology. Because when I was a Christian, 2011, and I was like very, you know, I really identify with the story of Saul and with the story of Paul, because Paul saw, just like Saul was persecuting Christians, Saul is a analogy of the very passionate, driven part of us that wants to preserve the truth, but isn't really going the wrong way. And what did God do to Saul? Saul had finished like murking mad Christians. Saul had gone to another city like, all right, who wants to die? Let me find out you believe in Jesus. And then an apparition of Jesus came through, and it was just like, oh, whoa. And Saul went blind. And then Jesus was like, your name is now Paul. How convenient. And yeah, Paul did a complete 180. And a lot of you are like that right now. A lot of you have zealous hearts. This was me before I became into astrology. only we're in a different age, so it was opposite. Like, I was all trying to get people to follow Christ. Like, you need to read this Bible. Like, let me listen to you. I had written apologist books that I didn't know I could apply to astrology now. And what the apologist books really taught me about was not force feeding people your beliefs, but listening to people. If you are an active listener, then this is going to help you understand where someone's coming from, because you're not really listening to respond. Now you're listening to understand. So, you know, just like I was trying to steer people right to God, God turned around and said, hey, you can still talk about Christ, but here's astrology, this thing that you think is of the devil. So one thing that I kind of noticed about both paths is whether I was talking about astrology, whether I was talking about Christianity, there's always that adverse reaction, like, why is this all you talk about? Why do you not talk about anything else? And let me tell you something, guys. If anyone ever tells you that, that's the best news ever. Listen, we're moving to Cancer season. And Cancer season is going to be a war ground. As you see, I'm starting to do missions again. I told the Ninja Council, it's my birthday, okay? It's my birthday season. Do not sign me up for any missions. But they're like, peace dealer, we don't have enough ninjas. We don't have people enough who are about that life. And hey, we're heading into war times. The next season, right, summer, that solstice is coming, and there's a huge impure spirit influx that's going to awaken even greater from the hearts of these children and from the inner hearts of your inner children. And if you do not have the spiritual fortitude to really stand for something with sincerity, it's going to take you over, just like the tsunami wave of Cancer will wash over you. So this is very important because, like I said, if somebody says that, like, you keep talking about this, this is a great sign. Here's a code word in this world. If a lot of people like you, majority, like if a lot of people like you and you don't rub a lot of people off the wrong way, you're doing something wrong. Like if you fit in, I'm not trying to do some like rebellious society sucks kind of thing. There's a place for society. In an ideal world, society is where we all belong, the respective societies. But I'm trying to tell you, with billions of people, if a lot of people like you, then you're probably not being your authentic self. You're probably doing something wrong. All right. Given the way we are right now, like if you're standing for something, like everyone who stands for something right now, from Donald Trump to Ellen on Ellen DeGeneres, like they all stand for something that gives them some opposition. Well, I wouldn't say Ellen, because Ellen has a wide audience, so she has to watch out what point she stands for. But do you see what I mean? Like people who stand for something, you're going to gain that opposition. And the reason why I say this is that, you know, when you talk about something and it's become your life, you're opening your 9th house. And a lot of people are superficial. So they feel like if you talk about something over and over, it's like a gimmick. When I would incorporate astrology into my language, like that's the reason I will go out of my way when people tell me things to be like, oh yeah, this planet is here. Because I have an MC in the 9th in Aqua, so everything that I say has to be teaching people this. But not everyone gets that. This is why I will go out of my way to make everything about astrology. Because the purpose of me here, the real reason why I'm here, is to make astrology the language of the populace. So until everyone is speaking in transits, or that's why I make the series Transit Talk, until everyone has astrology in their vocabulary, I still have work to do. And it doesn't have to be astrology. For some of you, you're teaching others the language of love. And people are like, why do you always talk about love? Why do you always talk about relationships? And this is where you have to let them know, as we step into the next step of Cancer, the evolution of one's identity, where you stand for something, right? 4th house family, this is who I am, right? And I'm using the example of astrology, but it goes beyond astrology. I'm just using the example because I'm using my real life. And yeah, like frequently, like people are still under the impression that your beliefs are gimmicks, that it's something that you just bring out and then you put away. And this has everything to do with how we as a populace, especially those in first world countries, pussyfoot heavy topics. Just look at how many people are brain dead. Just look at how there's civilizations built on small talk because they don't have any substance or depth to them. So you talk to them and they ain't talking about shit. They're talking about crap. So those of you with Scorpio or Capricorn chart, you're just like, wow, like, why are you wasting my time with this small talk? Whenever someone wastes time with small talk, this is something that you have to do. You have to big talk them, because what a lot of you people do is you feel out of place, and you know what's going to happen if you talk about something serious. It's going to make some people squirm. It's going to make some people, I don't know, but you cannot not do that because your words are powerful. This is what Gemini season is teaching a lot of you. Everybody wants to be in that relationship where we can talk about the stars, where we could talk about everything. Most of y'all are freaking lying. Most of y'all are lying, because I will talk to people about the stars and about life, and then all of a sudden, like, they want to change the subject. Because sometimes shit gets too deep. And people have fantasies until they're made real, and then it's like, okay, maybe I didn't want that. Okay, maybe I didn't want that soulmate relationship because I thought that soulmate relationship was going to be all flowers and roses, but I didn't realize we live in a new age now where people have options, unlike our grandparents who knew how to be loyal to each other because they didn't have social media and people just throwing DMs and sliding into other DMs, so that when I fought with my wife back in the day, I can just go to my DMs and entertain these chicks and then get a horse ride cartridge to go slide up in her panties. It's not like that now. Now we have options. Now it's so much harder for people to be faithful because they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? So like this, if you're still looking for that utopian soulmate relationship, then you have to know that's not what I'm talking about when I talk about soulmates. And the reason why I'm talking about soulmates right now, and will for the continuing entire time, is the road to this new moon in Cancer is an emotional awareness of who your soulmate is, of who your soulmates are, and who you are as a soulmate. Because the evolution of Aries is Cancer, where you now have emotional energy. The language of the divine, the language of the universe is truth. The language of the divine is sincerity. So what this means is that you speak your truth to the universe, right? Let there be light. And magical shit happens. But you speak to the divine with your feelings. And yeah, you may have certain thoughts, but how do you feel about certain things? It's your feelings that are going to open certain doors for you to where you don't have to say anything, but you can speak non-verbally. Taurus risings, like me, or Tauruses, we could have whole conversations with our mouth shut. Now I'm a Gemini, so I'm gonna open my goddamn mouth. I'm gonna speak. And I had this reading with a Sagittarius lady earlier who was super awesome and amazing. So if you're watching this, I won't throw too much shade because I'm a Gemini, I have to be two-faced. But she was all talking about, oh my gosh, we're your opposite side. I thought we were supposed to get along. I didn't know that I couldn't because y'all talk too much. And I'm just gonna rant real quick. If y'all have a problem with Gemini talking too much, you really can suck it, okay? Like, I have a Capricorn moon, and even I have a problem with how much I talk. Like, you understand, like, every 5 minutes I will catch myself, and then my Gemini will just spout off the mouth and literally say things that mean nothing. Like, they're just completely random and stupid. And then my Cap moon would be like, Michael, please, can you shut up for 2 minutes? Please, Michael, can you shut up for 2 minutes? This is like internal conflict I have. You people think you know torture. Try having a Capricorn moon with a Gemini sun. And it's like, Michael, you didn't even say anything of substance for like 2 minutes. Could you hush it? And then, you know, Gemini, all my Geminis in the building. As soon as someone tells us what to do, we're gonna do the opposite. We're like, oh, so you want me to talk more? I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe if you listen to the incessant babble that we have, as if we're not ruled by Mercury, maybe if you listen to that incessant babble like children speak, maybe you'll get something. Now, will you really get something? No. No. And are we really annoying? Super. I can say this for my moon. Oh my gosh. It's like God was like, you know what? I have to punish you, Capricorn moon. So I'm gonna partner you with a Gemini who won't stop talking. You know those like combos and side hits where someone's super serious and then the sidekick is just like boisterous and like the parrot who won't stop talking in Aladdin. Oh my God. Rant over, rant over, rant over. Anyway, this is important because as you move forward, you know what I'm saying? There's an emotional quality of mind and substance that you're going to develop over the next 28 days. But we're not there yet. This road to the new moon is going to be potent because this new moon, especially if you got the webinar, which I'll talk about soon, is going to incorporate the moon, the sun, Mercury, and Mars. This is going to be a sexual new moon, and it's going to spark off a very sexual Cancer season. All right, let me tell you. Speaking of sexual, I made the mistake. All right. Shout out to Yada Fit. If y'all like movement training, she's been really training my body. Yada Be Fit, YADABE. Hit her up. I just FaceTime her. She's in the East Coast, but I've seen improvements to my body. And she helped me do some exercises to work on my back because I heard it. But I try to get a massage. Dumb old me. This is how I realized I am so naive. Like I am so naive, it almost pisses me off. It's to the level where it's like other people are gonna be like, there's no way you can be that naive. You're playing dumb. You have to be playing dumb. But my dumbass, I went to a massage parlor at, I don't know, 1 a.m. in the morning. I was like, well, let me just hit up these 24-hour massage spots. Like I need my back to be massaged. I'm gonna find an ethical massage parlor who's gonna actually massage me, okay? And of course, yeah, for those of you who saw me on Snapchat, I already explained this. And of course, you know what I'm saying? I didn't realize they do more than just massages. Yeah, feel me? Yeah, feel me? I had to learn that the hard way, that it's a very cold world out here to where young Christian men can't even get massages without being solicited for sex. Like the hell, like I felt violated. Like my young sexy body was just being touched in sensual ways. And then she asked for money and I just had to go. I just had to go. And it's just like, damn, like I'm in Vegas, I should have known. And yeah, so I really hate to make light of that because you know, for me, I'm just a dude who got touched by a massage therapist. There are people who really get like molested. So stuff like that really like puts it in perspective for me. That's why I don't even want to joke too much about this because there's some people who really get molested. You know what I'm saying? And we're entering into Cancer season. People with moon in Cancer, moon in Scorpio, moon in Pisces, and this Cancer season we're stepping into, it's going to uncover these issues of not just molestation, not just like gaslighting, but being raped in a certain sense. You just be, you know, some of you get raped physically, and the reason why this is a huge deal is because this Cancer season is going to oppose Pluto. Whenever you have Pluto oppositions, squares, or conjunctions, these people get raped. These people get touched. A lot of women have gotten molested. And, you know, someone like me, it's in one ear, out the other. I want to share a story about this just to drive home how serious this is. And I don't want to hide behind my vulnerabilities because I don't really see this as vulnerable. But like when I was obsessed with this one Sagittarius woman, before I was obsessed with this Capricorn, which I think I can walk away from the Cap guy. So send me some healing energy. Some of y'all have helped. I think I can finally do this. I really think I can finally do this. But before her, you know, this is a Capricorn Victoria. Before her, it was a Sagittarius Victoria. And I'm convinced they're linked. Like there's some like Disney Channel movie, like fantasy story that I don't even know I walked into. But I met her one day. I actually went to this event. She was Miss El Paso. And I went to go see her. I'm not gonna lie. I went with a Capricorn friend who had given me some mushrooms and ecstasy. So I was gone. It was I didn't expect to be gone. The one time that I had to like have a good impression on her, I was just freaking tripping balls. Like I went in and was just like, oh my God, everything looks good. And I felt like, you know, I couldn't have had, thank God her mom was so cool. She was also a Sagittarius. So Her mom made the experience so amazing. To this day, I love her mom. But yeah, there was this one Capricorn guy who was there. And this is when I learned how the 8th house, you have to have trust because you can get your vulnerability. So this one Capricorn guy, after everything was over, he told me to come to his car and we started talking. And he said he was like a massage therapist, and I'll come later. But I made the mistake, all right? And I was vulnerable to him. I was like, hey, I really have feelings for this lady. You know what I'm saying? And he's kind of close knit with them. He knows them. And we were talking about it a little, and then he took his hand and he started touching my crotch area. And I was like, I wasn't really like, this is how much trust I have in people. I had no idea he had like ulterior motives. He was like, oh no, don't worry, I'm a massage therapist. Like, I'm just gonna touch the outsides just so you can release some energy there. And then he actually put his hands like in my pants and started touching around it. And then this is what he said. This is what he said. He said, don't worry, I'm doing this so that you're channeling energy to that Sagittarius. That's how I knew it was a Capricorn. You're channeling energy to that Sagittarius. And it's like, I don't know if it's the spirit of Gemini, right? But I really believed him. This is what I'm saying when it's like, you can be so naive. This is why I don't even like to tell people this, because like some people may not believe that I didn't know he was just trying to touch me. And it was so much so, like after all that happened, I still didn't even know that he was touching me inappropriately. Like I really thought that he was like doing that. That's how like dumb I can be. And the only reason why I knew was because like later on he had texted me asking me for sex. I didn't know he was gay. I literally didn't know he was gay, even though that there were signs left and right. Okay, so this isn't a jab towards gay people. Like this is just somebody who was unethical. But you know what I'm saying? Like the reason why I say this is because I'll recover. Like it's not that big a deal, really. Like I found out. And it's like, oh, okay, lesson learned. But it taught me that some people literally like get molested like this. Like I always knew, but for it to happen like me, like think about all the little kids that I know a lot of people are apologizing. Don't worry, y'all. I don't want you to think I'm traumatized. Like I'm really not. I've not spent one night like crying over this. But I feel like it had to happen to me because what it told me was like how many kids get touched like this, right? How many women get touched like this? How many men get touched like this? Not that I really care, but it made me aware of such things like this. And the reason why I'm bringing up these deep waters, right, is because this is the type of energy we're walking into. And like Nancy said, being violated is not cool. So look at your 8th house, look at your 12th house. These are energies that are going to lend and lead into this. You know what I'm saying? Yes, like Olivia said, it was just an experience. But like I'm saying, like, it really taught me, that was another thing that taught me that like, you really can't trust other people. And that was really why it low-key broke my heart. Not even because like I got touched, like trust me, it doesn't necessarily, it's not going to faze me. But it really helps me know like people on a daily basis are getting touched and no one's saying anything. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm coming open with this is I really do want to encourage you to come open with this. There are women who are still getting raped today that feel like they cannot tell people because it's like, oh, she's crying rape. Or they're little kids who get touched by their step-parents who can't say anything. And some of you are those parents and your worst nightmare is coming to life. And it's like, you don't keep this to yourself. The more awareness this is out here, the more it is. Vulnerability is so precious, like Sarah said. And it sucks to think that a lot of people's innocence is just gone out the window. And that's what really hurt me about it. Not the fact I got touched, but it's like, you really can't just trust anybody. So it's really, I see it as my fault that it happened, because if I had discernment, which went all out the window, this didn't have to happen. But that's why I said those 2 stories. The first one about the massage, that was my fault. I should have known better. The first one, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get caught off guard. And moving forward, don't let your story be your truth. I hope I'm saying that right. Don't let your wounds be your story, but don't also let your story be your reality. What I mean by that is the story that you've had, right? Like the story that you've lived by, the stuff that you've had to like go through. Don't let that be your script. And Gemini season is at powerful level, helping you rewrite your own script. You're not rewriting your own script with fake elements like, say, Bow Wow would do if he's acting like he's boarding a jet plane, but he got the picture somewhere. You're rewriting your script to align you more closely to who you truly are, to who your identity truly is, right? Shout out to Kathleen, who said Kundalini awakenings. That's going to happen for a lot of you. Don't let your past rule your future, like Nikki says. And as we move into Cancer season, Chiron's going to be trying this. Some of y'all are going to get hit with some old traumatic pain. Some of you are going to get hit with some stuff you thought you swept under the rug, but you forgot its energy, all right? The whole notion of clearing things, cutting cords, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily, you don't want to do that just to suppress and sweep things under the rug. If you cut cords, if you rid yourself of feelings and it's still coming up, that means you have to actually work through it. And this is a recurring theme that I'm going to say moving forward. Like, I'm sorry, you can't run away from your challenges. For the next 3 years, we're going to deal with the most challenging thing ever. Everyone born 81, 82, 83, they're going to lead the way because they have Saturn conjunct Pluto. I learned this when I went to the conference in Leo King. So first and foremost, I'm going to say this right now. The Age of Deception by Leo King. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it now. It'll change your life. It was on sale before. He's uploaded it for free. So I'm sure most of you have heard of it. I was live for that event. One of the best decisions of my entire life. And I even have to tell you how it happened because it's funny, everything to do with this man, like it's very magical. But like, this was before I went to Vegas. I had never gone to Vegas. And one good thing about this story to say is that if you haven't done a cosmic order, carry 84, not necessarily so much because the conjunction would have lessened. Saturn would have already been in Scorpio, but if it's within a 10-degree order, might. But yeah, if you haven't put in a cosmic order, you know what I'm saying? I also recommend the books E Squared and E Cubed by Pam Grout. That changed my life too. But some of you don't even need the book because it's so simple. It's as simple as like everything you already do. And if you haven't done a cosmic order, we're going to do that right now. Stay tuned to the very end after I draw the cards because we're going to fill in a cosmic order. We're all going to pull our energy together and we're going to write down on a piece of paper something that we want to manifest within 24, not even 48 hours, within 24 hours, okay? And now that Gemini's at the final degrees of the sun, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to show you, we are going to show you the power of magic. And, you know, shout out to Sam, who knows Pam Grout. She written this book about like, yeah, just let the divine know what you want and give it a timeline and stop getting in its way. I didn't know I was getting in its way. I think this was back in last year before I moved, but like the tickets to the conference were pretty pricey. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Back then, I did something I wasn't supposed to do, and I drove down to like Colorado, Durango, Colorado. I bought like a couple pounds of marijuana so I could go back to Texas and sell it. And I'm talking about the day we come back, operation smooth, everything went by. I was like, well, you know, I put in this cosmic order, but if nothing happens, I'm gonna do this myself. I got a Cap Moon, I got a Mars and Aries, I gotta do this myself. Like, I wanna control how it's gonna happen. And I knew if I sold those pounds, that will be, I didn't even want to do it for drugs. Like, I just wanted to get the money real quick, That would have been that. I'm talking about as soon as I get home, my mom catches me because I was still living with my mom at the time. And she made me move all the stuff out, obviously. But it wasn't until, and not only that, but even my partner, we had come to the realization where we didn't have to walk down that path. We didn't have to throw our lives away, risking it trying to sell drugs. Well, I don't want to call weed a drug, but to sell paraphernalia in an illegal state, right? In a state where it's illegal. And it's so interesting. I was at a point where it's all right, well, I'm not going to go to Vegas because I cannot afford this trip. And within 2 days, my friends, I got the full 1,000. Blah. Not even in installments, the full money. Blah. The universe bitch slapped me, because I had gone off. I was like, what the hell? How come I ask for prayers and they never come true? Which is a lie. My prayers always come true. What the hell is this? And then it's just oh, I look at my phone and 20 minutes before I went on that rant, bam, I had already died and paid that. And it was just whoa. And I went to the conference, changed my life. So if you haven't seen The Age of Deception by Leo King, type it into YouTube after or during this and prepare for a mind-blowing 3 to 4 hours, because he just goes into how astrology was before religion and after. And you'll see that Council of Nicaea from the last show. But still, it changed a whole lot. And this is really more so about the politics, but it's more so to really keep in mind what you're changing in this season of change. And the road to the new moon in Cancer, the moon's going to be in Aries, then the moon's going to be in Taurus, and you're going to eat so good. Then we're going to have the dark moon in Gemini. The age of deception, Mocha, the age of deception, all right? And this dark moon in Gemini is going to reveal hidden truths, because now this is the 12th house effect. For those of you with 12th house Gemini moons, it's definitely going to be very powerful. But regardless of if you have that or not, the phase of this moon cycle is closing out everything you've learned. So by the full moon in Sagittarius, the full clarity of truth has been revealed to you for this season. There's nothing new you're not coming into any new realizations. Right now, you're closing out and we're heading into a new occult cycle. One thing that's important about Cancer is that, hold on, let me just do this real quick for those of you asking. As you can see, I'm not in front of my webcam anymore. There we go. Percocet, Molly Percocet. Oh my God, that song is stuck in my head. Anyway, like I was saying, one thing that you want to keep in mind is that Cancer season is Cancer is the energy that assists in the dying crossing over. So this full moon in Capricorn, a whole lot of wandering souls and spirits are gonna cross, all right? But regardless of that, this Cancer season is gonna be a bit different, because what we're incorporating this time at a large sense is a much, much, much profounder and greater view of our sincerity. So the real reason why in Aries season, we started off this new year with uncovering who we are. And then we translated that into Taurus with covering what we're worth. Now we're in Gemini, speaking the message of who we are and our value. The stronger you're valuing yourself, the more magic the message, because you believe in it. Now we're going into Cancer. This is the last of the fundamental elements, and also simultaneously the beginning of a new state of cardinality, thus the change in season. This is what makes Cancer so special, okay? And not only that, right? This is very important because some of you are going to start to sense spirits for the first time. The reason why I don't say see is because you have to sense them first. And every time the sun goes through Cancer, we get to define our energy signature. We get to feel who we are. And a lot of times we don't feel who we are, so we don't acknowledge our emotions. And, you know, I have a moon in Capricorn where emotions are dull and I can still feel. You know what I'm saying? So everyone has the capacity to do this. Everyone feels different. And you're going to use this feeling to feel into the energy signature of others. Because there's the yang, the world of creation, and then the yin, the inner world of fascination. But regardless, this is going to be psychic warfare like never before. Listen here, Pluto, you better go ham on us. All right? Before we get into Cancer, I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna call you out, Pluto. You better go super ham, and you better not hold back. You better show these people how intense this psychic warfare is. And you have to move away from this whole need to validate yourself and prove yourself to people who could give a damn less about you. Seriously, you were supposed to stop doing that in Taurus season, where I told you, hey, if no one knows your value, you gotta G-check them. You have to boss up. And I said the boss up challenge. Well, everything you've done from that boss up challenge is now going to translate itself in Cancer season. To where the reason why Cancer sextiles Taurus is the greater self-esteem you have feel about yourself. The greater you feel about yourself, the more sincere you are. It is for that reason, you can hate him or love him, but Charlemagne is one of the realest, whether entertainer or journalist. I love Charlemagne. I guarantee you, if I was in an interview with Charlemagne, he probably might not even like me. He probably might spend the whole interview making fun of me, right? But I at least honor Charlemagne because this is one of the few people that is a true Cancer. And a lot of people aren't true Cancers because they don't want to end up like Charlemagne. Like, I'm just telling you, Charlemagne the God, he's on the Breakfast Club. I really don't advise you watch the Breakfast Club if you respect yourself. But sometimes if you see some highlights, check out only because regardless of whether you believe, because I don't agree with everything Charlemagne says by a long shot. But the one thing that I respect about Charlemagne, the God, is not only is he a high priest, but he says how he feels. He quotes how he feels. This is the true definition of sincerity. How he feels is what he's going to say. And sometimes what he says is a bit vulgar. Sometimes he'll just be like, yeah, your music is trash. And he'll just tell you straight up. He's not going to sugarcoat what he says so that he doesn't offend you. Sugarcoating what you say so that it doesn't offend someone else is not sincerity. That's what maybe Libra has to do, because Libra now realizes, oh, I have my private emotions and I have my public persona. And that's the balance of Libra. Which one am I going to show? But you know what I'm saying? People like Charlemagne who are 100% sincere, they don't have the most friends. They're not the most liked, but you can count on them to be sincere. And this is what you want to do, okay? Dominic Buckner, if you do not get out my life chat with your hating ass, you wish you could be a ninja, son. You wish you could be a ninja and go on exclusive C-Reg missions with me, boy. You wish, all right? Data bio, I am a believing ass boy. Okay, bruh? Okay? So you can stay. I'm just gonna let you know. All right? That's a little bit of some sincerity right there. I ain't gonna let you talk to me no kind of way. And I'm gonna get back into this. I'm gonna get back into this right now. I'm not gonna let this Scorpio get on my nerves like Scorpio always do, but it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, as we go through this new moon, even though some people don't want to believe it, you know, you have some people in this life who don't want to believe it, but the moon is in Aries, my friends, and Aries is all about feeling into your identity, feeling into the truth on your identity. Shout out to King Mitchell going on a S mission solo like most Virgos do, okay? But, you know, with the moon in Aries, okay, what is being revealed right now, especially through how you communicate with other people, is the truth or the raw nature of your truth. That's why I have the ninja hat back on and the staff. Lest y'all forgot, I am a level 27 lightning sage who is also a ninja from the Konoha village. Okay, I wasn't good enough to get into Konoha, but I stole this ninja headband before they were able to kick me out. So screw them and screw you. Anyone who doesn't believe it, but to those of you who believe it, I love you. It is what it is. And this next couple of days is going to be amazing because what's going to be revealed, remember the divine legacy when the moon was in Pisces that I spoke of, the divine truth revelation. Don't think this divine truth revelation is going to leave just because like we're starting a new cycle. It's all going to come back. But right now, the part of this divine truth revelation is very much so greatly influenced right now and tomorrow over how valuable you really know yourself to be and how you tap into the identity of such, okay? What I haven't told people is that I'm actually a soul reaper. Naruto is just my cover, but my life story actually covers more the story of Bleach. Maybe one day I will grow up and be mature and I'll stop analogizing my real life to these animes. But I still have the luxury of being a kid before my Saturn return. And like the legend, once I saw Erykah Badu say this, that changed my whole life. I think she said this a couple weeks ago, and she was like, don't grow up, it's a trap. Do you know Erykah Badu is a double Pisces? Miss Baduism? If a double Pisces says don't grow up, I'm not gonna grow up. I'm sorry. And Bleach does have a great opening song. If a double Pisces says growing up is a trap, I'm not gonna grow up. I'm sorry. To all you like mature ones out there, I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna grow up. And Geminis never grow up anyway, so I don't know who I'm talking to. But Millionaire asks, which is better, ninjas or Jedis? That is such an amazing question. I cannot hate on the Jedis, but I am just so biased to ninjas. Like, Jedis don't have complex jutsu systems and summoning scrolls. Jedis are just not about that life. But then again, Jedis were made by creators who didn't have the technology we get today, so who knows? I literally can't say. I'm gonna say ninjas, but if you're a Jedi ninja, you will have to wear it. So regardless, this is very important moving forward because just because we're moving out of Cancer Gemini season doesn't mean you should stop speaking your truth. But we're headed into the more or less balsamic phase of the moon. And now you'll find that as you speak your truth, regardless of we're gonna have to fight, Dominic, for real. We are gonna have to fight. But regardless, I'll meet you in the dream realm, son. I'm gonna meet you in the dream realm. I'm gonna hunt your shit. But anyway, regardless of what goes down, you have to be very careful because we really are moving into a spiritual war. When I do the Tuesday broadcast, I'm going to go super World War Z. All right. But before that, it's very important that you kind of allow yourself to love who you are. The self-love is going to come in spades Leo season when destiny opens up our hearts to how amazing we are. But let me just pull a DJ Khaled because I know some of you are going to be like, the peace dealer is just saying that. He doesn't mean it. He just wants likes and views. But I don't know if you know. You loyal. Well, not all of you. Some of you are some cheaters. You smart. You beautiful. You the shit. You awesome. You great. If you don't have friends who water your mind with this, go and find some. Go and find some people. Go and find a partner. Like, we're at a stage to where first thing you do when you wake up or when you go to sleep is you have to like water each other with affirmations. And some of you don't have to look. Just go down your goddamn friends list and find somebody who's willing to do this. Find your homework for today is to find an accountability partner. that every day or every other day or at least once a week, okay, this is the next step of the 33-day ritual that I haven't done because I just wanted to keep people at the basics. But find someone, especially, yeah, a Leo would hype me up. A Leo would be perfect to do this with me. Or Sag, right? Or even Aries. Air, fire works perfect. Water, earth works perfect for this. But you be experiment with the elemental combinations. If you're a real one, you're gonna find one person of every element, and you'll do this with all of them. But yes, find someone where at least once a day or once a week, you can shower each other with affirmations. Because what's important is to have someone sharing their positive vibrations with you and vice versa. And then you also internally saying your positive affirmations. The power of two or more is extremely powerful. Just look at Libra and Aquarius. Live stream no jutsu. Another thing that I want you to do is to develop any special techniques you have created and to apply them more so, and to look for ways to apply them as well. But regardless, we're going to go into the Peace Mobile. So let us go forward in time. Peace Mobile no Jutsu! As you can see, we are in the trusty Peace Mobile. And one thing I want you to focus on right now is this Sun Mercury. Just take some time focusing on that for a little bit. This Mercury and Sun position, as we move slowly closer throughout the week, are going to intensify and get closer. Remember this. When the moon is in Taurus on the 20th, before the shifts, we're going to have this conjunction. So let's go back in time again, because this is slowly intensifying, very positively so. And the information and truth you're gaining is still culminating. So a lot of you think you've already made the conclusion. There's still more epiphanies to come as a result. And don't worry if you're holding on to things you feel you need to let go. This is way bigger than you, honey. Let me just tell you, way bigger. So what are the odds that as we move, you know, this, first of all, this moon in Aries transit is going to be profound. So today in the 18th, this Uranus is going to connect with the grand fire trine, and what's going to happen? Boop. This grand awareness of the raw truth of your identity is going to manifest itself quite passionately so in your energy makeup. This is all happening today. This is all happening tomorrow. So that when it's on Uranus exact, it's going to be that much more profound. Keep this in mind, since the opposition to Jupiter and Libra is going to harness very powerfully who you have to be rawly so that you're being original, so that when you're blessed with chicken breast and with holy energy, when it goes into Cancer, to fulfill this, you're not being someone else, you're being original. Regardless, we're gonna have a Moon-Venus conjunction when the Sun is conjunct Mercury. Woo, Nelly! We are going to have a Moon-Venus conjunction when the Sun is conjunct Mercury. This is our souls being kissed by love. This whore we call Venus. I'm sorry, Venus, you're not a whore. I don't want you to be shut. This goddess we call Venus, who is going to sow deeper seeds of value based on the truth we're speaking. But this is the hugest deal in life. Because we have Mercury conjunctions, but we never have a master at 29 degree on Gemini. So mark this in your motherfucking calendars, my friends. I had to be as raw and say the F word because it's that serious. It is that serious, okay? Really mark this into your calendars. Whatever you realize on this day, you're going to need to take forward to you. Because this spiritual war, we got the warrior here going to war against Pluto, okay? And this is all psychic. This is going to be the dark moon phase over Wednesday and Thursday, okay? So you're going to have to go away, restart feature. I'm doing a live broadcast. You're going to have to really like ask yourself how serious this thing is to you that we call life. Because once we get into this dark moon, my friends, everything you thought about reality is going to shift. So one thing to keep in mind here is 1, 2, 3. This is the first chapter. 2, 3, 4. We're stepping into the second chapter. We're stepping into the second chapter where you had to spend solo time on yourself, uncovering who you are, so that during the second chapter, you can bring it out. And then the third chapter is when you bring it out to society. And then the last chapter is when you close and review and analyze. You succeed at the beginning of the last, and then you just analyze and then start over. Now, within the second chapter, you have the first fundamental. So the fourth leg of this, before the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, this 4 is going to be more intense than most people can ever handle. But this Cancer season, the reason why things are going to change with this opposition of the moon to Saturn is it's going to now realistically shift your understanding of these events. So that once we have this new moon involving all these, you're going to take your awakened psychic gifts and actually use them in profound, powerful ways. But it's going to key you in intuitively to things that you may not have wanted to know. All right, yo. That being said, keep this in mind because as we move forward, there's going to be a very profound understanding of how a lot of this energy manifests for you very powerfully. And you don't necessarily want to be caught slipping. This is a season where you can really get caught slipping. And you don't want to get caught slipping. So before that, you know, I even do have the star. But before that, make sure you're in a position that doesn't necessarily dismiss the hard work that you've done on your consciousness. Oh my God, I still have the tag here. Don't necessarily play yourself like that. Like I'm playing myself now. And I say this because, you know what I'm saying? It's very important so that you're not necessarily like harnessing or honing like a greater level of you know, fear. So you might wonder why I have this mask on my face. You might wonder like, why does the peace dealer have this ugly purple mask on his face? And do you know what this Cancer season is going to do? This Cancer season is going to take your mask off. It's going to rip the shit off. But some of you are walking into this with the mask. Some of you feel like you know, some of you feel like you can't really be yourself. Some of you have to like, you feel like you gotta like put on your rising sign and you can't really be who you truly are. You know what I mean? And you gotta be like Future, like mask on, fuck it, mask off, mask on, fuck it, mask off. And the situations that you get thrown into, my friends, they're going to rip off this mask that you had. And this mask for you is who you thought you were. And do you know why your mask is going to get ripped off? Because it's the Sun and Mercury and Mars, they're going to oppose Pluto. And this is going to strip you down to who you really are. And not only is it going to strip you down to who you really are, you know, you're going to be rolling on Percocet, Molly, and Percocet, I'm sure. It's going to be quite humbling. This is why I say this is psychic warfare, and they're going to be projection wars. So if you're aware, I always say when the moon is in Cancer, you get gaslighted. When the moon is in Libra, you get character defamed. And when the moon is in Capricorn, you go through some BS ultimatums. Last time when the moon was in Libra, I got character defamed. Some whack-ass astrologer who's good at what he does started calling me a sellout. And I just had to experience that myself, just so I could let myself and y'all know how real this is. And this is important because now the sun is going to be in Cancer. So we're going to go through a whole season of gaslighting, which we don't necessarily need to experience. And this is your opportunity to dead the gaslighting with Pluto. This is the positive part of Pluto. You can let Pluto either kill you. It's 8 p.m. when I say this. You can let Pluto either kill you, or you can use Pluto to, you know, shed and purify anything that gets in the way of what's impure. But in order to use Pluto, your intent has to be completely pure. 100% completely pure. Or, you know, you may not make it. And this is as powerful as invoking. Yeah, so we're about to start a cardinal season that's going to push forward a lot of the first chapter of things. So go back to April. Go back to this new year. What have you done so far from the new year to now? What have you done to really like open up a greater awareness of who you are? Because we're going to extend that forward so powerfully and profoundly that if you don't believe in yourself at this point, you may set yourself back so hard. And don't do that. Don't do that. So before I draw the cards for all the signs, and after I draw the cards, we're all going to put in a cosmic order together. Okay. After we do this, after we do this, or before we do this, I want to draw cards for everybody. Oh my God. I'm sorry, before I draw cards for everybody, I have the links to the New Moon in Cancer webinar down below. In the New Moon in Cancer webinar, we're going to now segue the ceremonies into, we're going to move away from intentional focus like we did the past ones, and we're going to go into more spell crafting. Well, spell crafting was more Gemini Sag. We're going to move into more deeply emotional work. We're going to really, in our meditative states, draw up emotions that we've suppressed, and we're going to purge them with the power of Pluto. These are going to be deeply emotional webinars that both the full moon and both the new moon will incorporate so that you're in a much better position to not really shed these emotions forever, but to now, instead of making them your wounds, make them your weapons. Make them areas of focus that you can definitely transform through. So I highly advise you purchase the webinar seats. For those of you who are wanting the webinars, yeah, ritual prep for Scorpio season, definitely. Because everything we do in Cancer season is to prepare you for Jupiter and Scorpio, where you're going to be feeling things at a depth that will scare you. And it won't scare you if you don't sweep away the emotional stuff. So all the emotional baggage and clutter that you swept under the rug, this Cancer season is going to bring up. That's why I wanted you to go hard in Taurus season. Those of you who've bossed up, this Cancer season is going to be so sweet for you. Because you're going to approach emotionally situations where people are psychically attacking you, making you feel, you know how some people will like snicker behind your back and then they'll see you in person? Well, when you're in Cancer season, you can feel that because people can smile, but you can feel in their energy how they feel. And a lot of you suppress that. You don't want to acknowledge it. It's going to be way harder to do this season. And some of you are going to have emotional battles with your energy while you're smiling at each other. This is what I mean by psychic warfare. And you owe it to yourself to call it out. This is why you're going to be gaslighted. A lot of you have Virgo in your chart and you point out microaggressions that happen from a racist or sexist point of view. And people are going to gaslight you. And you cannot let them stop you. You cannot let them stop you. Because you bringing it to light is going to diffuse it of its power. And that's why people are going to be pissed. So anyway, Aries, the card that we have for you is the High Priestess, okay? What the High Priestess is saying at length is that your intuitions are spot on, but you don't necessarily want to see them as having to happen. This is saying that there's divine revelations that the universe is gonna peekaboo to you. Like the universe is Aries rising, Aries moon. They're going to show you things that other people may not be seeing. So the thing with the High Priestess, this is a woman with psychic powers as well. Don't reveal what she tells you. Like, keep a little bit of it to yourself. Pretend you're a secret agent and you have like Siri in the back, just like, hey, this is how this person feels. Hey, this is how that person feels. So keep that in mind. This is going to really pull in a greater psychic, profound awareness of what is going to occur for you. And also with Taurus, the card we have, Taurus, Taurus rising, Taurus moon, the Sun card. This week into the new moon in Cancer is going to bring so much clarity and happiness. Everything that was like negative for you is actually finally going to like be super positive. And it's going to very powerfully and greatly like clear up a whole lot of the sky in positive ways. This is going to be very happy for a lot of you, okay? And you don't necessarily want to be in a position that like opens up more doubt in the positive things that are occurring. Gemini, Gemini rising, Gemini moon, we have similar to Aries, the High Priestess. So this is talking about a super psychic woman doing work on you if you're not the super psychic woman yourself. But this is also talking at length about a divine revelation. You're going to be revealed something that you kind of knew was true in your intuition, but you didn't have the clues, and it's going to be true. And don't tell a single soul. Trust me. Pretend like you can't trust anyone. You got to keep it to yourself for a little bit. But this High Priestess has a message for you, Gemini. Thank you, Aisha, for the donation. Much appreciated. But yeah, this High Priestess has a lot to reveal to you. And you want to trust what is said, because certain things that you've had intuitions from, it's hard for you to believe. So even though it may not make sense, trust that the signs and the synchronicities you're seeing, every time you see it, they're guiding you closer. Every time you see a synchronicity, it's close. Your desire is more and more in reach. So keep that in mind. Cancer, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands for you is talking at length, very greatly about this awareness, emphasis, and ability to, and by the way, Aisha, I'm going to draw a card for you. I'm just going to do this at the end of the broadcast because I realized when I drew cards before, it kind of distracted me. So for anyone who does donate, I'm going to do it like at the very end. So stay tuned. And also, yeah, Cancer, this is saying get excited. You're going to receive exciting news. It's also saying take a risk. Take a very important risk. And take a risk that aligns with what you want. But this is saying you're going to receive very exciting news that really flares you up and makes you happy again. So apply that passion to what you love, and it's going to suit you very well. Leo, the card I have for you is the Sun card too. So Leo is just about to strut their stuff. Leo is just about to be like, everybody pay attention to me. And like, when Leo is on it, they're on it. And it's frightening. They're just going to be like, everyone pay attention to me. And then everyone will stop what they're doing, which I still cannot understand to this day. Everyone will stop what they're doing, turn around, pay attention. And then there's this like magic that Leos have where like the lighting effects will just bow in their favor. And now lights you didn't even know existed will just start shining. And yeah, you're going to step into your power, my friend. You're going to start with that power. Okay, Tiffany, I personally don't believe in Vedic astrology. There are Vedic astrological principles like nakshatras that are accurate. And there are Vedic astrologers that can give you accurate reasons because of the sidereal system, but I don't believe in the system that it's off of. I'm more tropical based, and off the Cancer and Capricorn tropics from the sun, they're more constellation based. So yeah, I don't really care if it's older. Just because something's older doesn't mean it's like legit. Slavery was an old system, and we see how well that worked. But yeah, keep that in mind. I'm strictly Western, and I'll stand up. But other than that, Virgo, Leo, it's going to be amazing for you. The North Node, you're going to feel the shift, and just like Taurus, things are going to clear up. Virgo, for you, we have the Eight of Cups. So Virgo, you have a spiritual quest that you have to go on. I don't know, okay, in the webinar, I talked about Pilgrim's Progress. It's an amazing book. If you haven't read, go read it. And Egyptians practice Western astrology. Good to know, no wonder. But yeah, I talked about Pilgrim's Progress. Read it if you haven't. It's a book about a young pilgrim, a young adventurer who wanted to seek the truth, who had to leave his family, had to leave his friends, because he saw that something was wrong with the world. He saw that things might change, and no one believed him. Everyone's like, you're crazy. Virgo, you're going to have to walk forward and walk away and go on a spiritual crest, especially if you're asking questions in love. The reason why love is blocked for you is because you need to awaken something. You need to find your spiritual self. You need to go on a spirit journey, and this is going to call forward to you. Some of you have to walk away from situations that you invested time, money, and sweat in, and you're just going to be like, damn, this person that I put on a pedestal, or this person that I look so highly on, they're basic. I have to move on. And Virgo, that hurts. Because you will take your time. You and Taurus will take your goddamn time, only to realize, waste of time. But it's all good. It's not a waste of time. Just walk away. And one thing about the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups is before the Nine of Cups of wish fulfillment. So you have to walk away before your wish comes true. That's a little secret. Libra! My Leo friend likes to call y'all Libra. But I learned that I can't hate on all Libras because some Libras are legit. Y'all are rare, but some Libras are legit. And this is the time where I talk smack on Pisces. If you saw my Facebook post, I was like, people want to talk about Gemini's two-faced, even though we have this duality within every sign, and every sign has a dark side. Everyone wants to talk about Gemini's two-faced when they want to forget that Pisces has another fish. And if you cannot handle the dark side of Gemini, you just cannot handle the dark side of Pisces. Y'all are mad at Gemini because we are so kind. We're like, wait, we see how much you love our light twin. Let us show you our dark twin. You gotta love our dark twin too. And then motherfuckers wanna act like we out of pocket, all right? Meanwhile, Pisces will never show you their dark side. You have to be worthy. You have to be some unsuspecting Aquarius or Aries to meet the dark side of Pisces, to really see it. Like, they will just show you a mask of everything else because you're not worthy of their dark side. Okay, but you want to act like it's just Gemini. You want to act like you want to act like Libra don't have a dark side scale. You think both scales are on the light? That's why Gemini and Libra get along so well. Like, they have a scale for our light twin and they have a scale for our dark twin, and we balance them out quite so. Okay, I'm tired of the Gemini shade. I actually like it because it's controversial, but it's all good. Thank you, Kimmy Cat 90. Stay tuned. I'm going to pull a card for you after all this is done with Aisha. Okay, this is two so far. And Libra, we have the star. So some of you Libras are going to become famous this week. Some of you Libras are going to get co-signed by someone famous this week. The star card is talking about hope, optimism, but it's really talking about some of your dreams coming true too. But for a lot of you Libras, my friend, some of you have been needing that shining light to restore your faith, and this is going to be it. You're going to see that sign, or you're just going to really gain a lot much more hope and joy in the universe. So definitely enjoy that. Your hard work is not in vain. You are the ambassadors and archangels of justice. Come on now. Come on now. Scorpio, the card we have for you is the Queen of Cups. Ooh, Scorpio. I think you got a Cancer or a Pisces like spying on you. He's some Cancer lady on her crystal ball like, I'm going to lurk on Scorpio today. Oh, is the camera gone? What the hell just happened? Uh-oh. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. So I think I might have some technical difficulties, guys. Here's this webcam, and here's this again. It froze. What happened? What the hell happened? Did I reach like a time limit mark? Oh, is that so? Okay. Well, of course, every time I talk about Scorpio, there has to be something that occurs. There has to be something that occurs. This is not Scorpio's fault, but Scorpio, I'm going to blame you because I have the luxury of blaming you. And it is what it is. But you know what? Scorpio, you got someone who loves you. This could be a Virgo. This could be a Capricorn. It could be a water sign. For you, Scorpio woman, this is you. It's talking about you being more emotional. So one lesson, Scorpio, is saying that you want to really be more compassionate. Thank you. You get into the gods and goddesses, some shit always happens. And this is because of the embargo with Scorpio. Even with Candace. When Candace whooped my ass on live YouTube, she whooped my ass. She castrated me publicly. And I lost a battle on my own TV show. These gods and goddesses don't respect the peace dealer. And I don't know why, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. And this is saying that Scorpio, you're going to be that much more intuitive. But I feel like this is another intuitive woman who's going to blow your heart open. So some of you don't even know. There could be another woman or a new friend coming into your life that's just going to change the game for you. Okay. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we got the Two of Cups. So what this is saying, Sag, is that you're definitely going to, I am human apologizing. The gods think I'm a pompous human revealing their secrets, and I have no right. Well, you know what, gods and goddesses? I'm like, what's his face? I forgot what his name is. But he's the protagonist of Feng Shenji, and I'm coming for you. I'll go. I'm like, I'll go, and I will ascend into the heavens to put you in check. Ah! Anyway, Two of Cups. I got tail whipped psychically. Yes, Nina. This is great. Are you looking for your twin flame? Are you looking for your love? All right. Are you looking for something that's very powerful, that really allows you to like tap in and harness the soul deep love that you're able to contact? This is it, my friends. This could be someone new you meet, or whether it's someone new or not. All right, DeWicked, thank you. I got you. Whether it's someone new or not, you know what I'm saying? We have the Two of Cups. Do you have sleepy, loneless nights? We know you're Sagittarius. Do you spend copious amounts of time in front of the wall pretending like you were with a partner? You think the peace dealer didn't know you were that weird? The peace dealer knows you're that weird. Do you spend copious amounts of time projecting upon your fantasies things you wish you can have with people? Never fear. The Two of Cups is here. Dun, 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 dun. The Two of Cups features relationship that has no drama, but actually has twin flames. Are you going to be the lucky, unfortunate person that attracts a Gemini from hell? Oh, yes, because I think you forgot twin flames are Geminis. But this could just be like a soulmate. Yeah, they did Prometheus bad, Nausea. They did Prometheus bad. They're going to try and do me like that. I am not Prometheus. They cannot catch me slipping. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you very much. All righty. I need to see where all the super chats are. Damn it. All right. Capricorn, for you. Sagittarius, no, this is going to come in really soon. If you don't know who this is, it's going to come in very soon. Okay. We have the Justice card. So the Justice card, Capricorn, is talking about karma being on your side. And yeah, I'm sorry. Regardless of your sign, if you're attracting a Gemini partner, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. I almost feel bad for you, but good luck. It's going to be the most amazing thing you've ever experienced, but good luck. You're going to go crazy. We will drive you crazy. Like, the only reason why we're supposed to get with you is to drive you crazy. And then in that state, crazy state, you get struck by the universe, and then you get enlightened. And it's just so we drive you crazy. And we're so good at that. We're so good at that. We know you're trying. But Capricorn, balance. All right, your rights are going to be wronged. I'm just joking. Your wrongs are going to be righted. Okay, and it's going to be amazing because some of you Capricorns have been waiting for justice. Capricorn has just been in the cut like, karma, where you at? Where you at? I see all these people talking smack. Where you at? Y'all been waiting since your birthday period. Just like, hello, hello. Well, never fear, it's finally here. Okay, Aquarius. Just be mindful though, because Capricorn, you know, you don't want to be on the wrong side of justice, but your integrity, you'll be all right. Aquarius, we have the magician. We have the magician. No, we'll really include Gemini moons. Gemini moons are at least sensible. No, Gemini moons are crazy too. What am I talking about? Gemini moons are fucking crazy, but not all of them. All right, so it's really the gem signs. Aquarius, you have the magician. Thank you, Chrissy. So this is going to really bring in a very powerful manifestation of what you've been thinking about, okay? The magician here, guys, if you see an Aquarius, run away because they're gonna make you a magic spell. The way Aquarius uses magic, they use other people. That's why they're so powerful. Aquarius does their magic through others. So you think that you're going to talk to an Aquarius? No, they're gonna use your energy and manifest the world through you. And I'm gonna run away because they have no regard for you. And not only do they have no regard for you, they have a lot of swag and they have a lot of persuasion. So you're gonna feel good while you're doing this. And your wishes may come true. And that's just gonna even reinforce the cycle. But I'm just joking. If you have an Aquarius or if you are an Aquarius, this is gonna be powerful because what you think is manifesting. So as above, so below, my friends. You have the magic power in your hands. If you do any rituals, I'm gonna do this cosmic order. That's the magician card. It's gonna happen. Pisces, we have the Emperor. Look at you. Pisces got their swag up right now. Pisces is going to have a lot of order. They're going to have a lot of control. And if you've been wanting a lot of order and control, it's going to come because you worked for it. So it's not going to come. You're creating this for yourself. And some of you have needed that organization to a degree. So this is really great, Pisces. It's going to be very powerful for you. And you could look to a father figure to really help you with this. So for the quick chatters or for the super chatters, I don't remember some of the names, but I'm going to go in the order they were received. I think Aisha was the first one. I hope I'm saying your name right. And the card I have for you personally is the Three of Swords. So anything that kind of happens to you that you may feel comes at like a heartbreak, or you may feel comes in a certain sense of something else. Oh, one. Psych! Don't worry, it was meant to happen. And it's not so much that it was meant to happen, but it's a sacrifice. It's letting you know what your heart needs to let go. So I wouldn't necessarily, it may come as a shock at first, but I wouldn't necessarily let that, you know, keep you out. Other than, or let it stop you, but just keep that in mind. It's something that you kind of have to go through real quick. And then for the second one, I think it was the Wicked. The card we have for you is the Four of Wands, my friend. Very powerful, very positive. All right, so this is very great. There's serendipity, surprise. There's a lot of rewards for your heart, for your great work that you've done. Okay, for the third person who sent me some super chat, we also have the Four of Wands for you. So Four of Wands is talking about like, Four of Wands is talking about like, especially because you said this chat stuff, it's like a reward for you. But it's also talking about there being a surprise for you positively from the universe. So this is very great, very great. Chrissy, the card we have for you. Kimmy Cat. Kimmy Cat 90. Your card was the Four of Wands, Kimmy Cat. I had that. You were the second one that I pulled, Kimmy Cat. So keep that in mind. All right, Denise. Chrissy, the card that I have for you. So the Wicked and Kimmy Cat, you both got the Four of Wands. Chrissy, I got the Tower, and I shuffled it, and I got the Tower again. So I want you to go on my Instagram if you have it, and look at the love card that I pulled, because this is talking about you. And it was the Ace of Swords, and it's talking about like your whole world changing because of enlightening conversation that's going to just blow your mind open. All right, so look for a very intense shift in your energy to really occur in powerful ways, all right? Denise, we have the Hierophant for you, okay? The Hierophant is talking about you being in a position to very positively and powerfully listen to the wisdom that's being bestowed upon you. You want to play a little bit by the rules, as rebellious as you may feel, because it's going to help you, and it's going to help structure your belief systems in powerful ways. Nikita, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is saying that you could look to a more grounded and predictable flow of energy and financial stability coming in. But this is going to be a friend or lover who's reliable and who you can count on. It's the card of Virgo if it's not you yourself. Queen Deji, what about getting away from my twin flame? You don't get away from your twin flame. Your twin flame is a higher self connection. All right. Kimmy Cat 90, I'm going to pull another card for you because it looks like the Four of Wands was actually for Nadine. All right, so I still do have to pull a card for you. But Queen Deji, we have the Knight of Cups. So this is a persistent Pisces. Like, you can't get away from a Pisces. But it's saying that you need to really step into your spirituality and your artistic self so that you're a lot more in tune with spirit through this more passionate sway. Kimmy Cat, the card that we have for you is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is kind of like an echo of the Four of Wands, and it's speaking of there being celebration. It's also speaking of you being able to manifest greater friendship in your life. So you may make a new friend, which is great. Either way, it's going to be very powerful and positive. Aquarian Essence, the card we have for you is the Strength card. So you got that inner power, my friend, and this is encouraging you to express the more sexual parts of yourself, but also to know that you have that inner strength. All right, this is the card of Leo. So you're going to really be inspired and inspire others with your power. So let's do this cosmic order. I'm going to bring out my notebook, and you can say this out loud, or you could say this out loud, or you could write it down. All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to place an order. You're going to say what you want the universe to bring in for you. Now, here's the point of this, though. This is a cosmic order. When you make an order to Amazon, my friends, you don't really ask how it's going to come. You let it come. All right. That's why I said that story in the beginning. I try to control things. I try to put things into my own hands. It fell through. There was nothing I can do. The only thing that I did was make it possible. You know, I had the online shop where someone could, but the only thing, Nina is right. We are all the real celebrities here. That's the whole age of Aquarius, where we're all celebs and stars. But there was nothing else I could do. I didn't know it was going to come in. It just came in. So write this cosmic order. First of all, before you write this in, I want you to connect with everyone else watching right now and draw an energy from the earth. I usually break this down elementally, but we're just going to do all of it at once and just kind of gather yourself and now feel like we're connected. This is going to flare up the energies so that we're in a position to really now when you write this cosmic order, it's the power of you plus 300 plus, and it's going to speed up things and make it more potent things. It doesn't have to be just one thing too. It could be more than one thing. Do as much stuff as you want. Shout out to Jacory. I'm going to pull your card after we do this cosmic order collectively, for sure, for sure. It's June 17th. I'm going to place 2 cosmic orders. I'm going to place 3 cosmic orders because 3 is a magic number. Hi, Sheena. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. So let's do 3 cosmic orders because 3 is a very magic number. First cosmic order. Release the sacred seal on my soul. Oops. Release the sacred seal on my sacral chakra, or Tantien, and awaken my soul. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Cosmic order number 2. Oh, and it's so seriously, it's so simple. All you have to do is write it down, and you can keep it, you can burn it, but all you have to do is write it down, let it go, and let it happen. So you must know that what you put the cosmic order for, you know it's gonna come. Like, you don't just place an order on Amazon and then you forget that you ordered it and the package is out there waiting. So you have to actively be receptive to it. And I'm telling you guys, I have experienced this. I literally didn't realize that I was not expecting this money to come in that I put the cosmic order for, and it came in like this. I wasn't expecting it. It just came in. And it's not the only thing that I've ordered that it works. Before that, it was like, tell the universe to give you a sign within 24 hours. Within an hour, I got the sign, clear sign. So keep that in mind. Whatever you're ordering cosmically, we're pulling in the energy of all this live chat. We're all powerful, so it's gonna come. It's gonna come. Shout out to Tiki Goddess. Ooh, I like number 3. All my powers from all past lives to come alive now and be in full. That's what's up. And true love. That's what it is. One thing to keep in mind is that with the moon on Uranus, this is what's going to really add electricity to this. Shout out to Spring Bee, strength, patience, and love. That's a real one right there. Thank you, Tiki Goddess. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could help. For the highest good of all. When you write the cosmic order, the most important thing you have to say is manifest this all within 24 hours. If some of you don't want to put a time limit on the universe because you're wise, then don't. And that's totally fine, okay? But I want to show you, you can put 48 hours, put a time limit so you can tell that this had to do with you sending the order, because the universe doesn't want to do things for you. And guess what, guys? The universe is Aquarius. So if you think about that, our hearts are going to have the sun card. Relationships with Libra are going to have the star card. The universe is going to be magician. Walking miracle, you could speak it out loud. When I did the cosmic order, I just spoke it out loud. I didn't write it down. So you can write it down, you can speak it out loud, you can do it anytime you want. All right? You could do it. You're the one in control here. So keep that in mind. Struggling to know what the third one is. Walking miracle, you make up the words. You write anything you want. You can do more than 3 as well. If you want to do more than 3, if you want to do less than 3, yeah. So and then of course after everything I touched years ago, and then of course after you want to write the time limit. The reason why you want to put a time limit, you don't have to put a time limit. If you want to, you can. If you don't, you don't want to. I'm putting 24 hours just because I've already experienced this is real. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And then Nancy and Jacory, I got you on those cards. And then I'm gonna write a signature. So we're taking advantage of the Gemini season and the power of words. All right. 24 hours, 24 days, 24 weeks. So Jacory, the card that I have for you. Let me see. The card that I have for you, Jacory, is the Knight of Cups. This is the card of Pisces, as well as it also being a very spiritual card that allows one to in a highly passionate way, bring out your spirituality. You want to let yourself get more artistic. This is great because you're a Cancer. So you want to kind of lead yourself forward. Oh my gosh, there's mad spirits. Did anyone summon any spirits here? Like, I'm seeing wisps off the wazoo. Oh, my cosmic order. But yeah, yo, like, Jacory, just kind of allow yourself to lead yourself by your emotions. And since you're already a Cancer, it's not going to be hard. And try and be creative and get more artistic. If you make a song, you might tell yourself or channel Neptune in a certain special way. And Nancy, we have the Queen of Cups. So there's a story here. The Knight of Cups is looking at the Queen of Cups and they're making love. But Nancy, this is talking about you really developing your super psychic emotional power. And you're going to be more in tune with how people feel, and let yourself be very, you know, compassionate, as this is going to really allow you in a great level to not only understand your feelings, but carry the psychic energy forward. You know what I'm saying? This is supplementary with the moon. Thank you, Nebula Club. I hope you enjoy that new moon happening in your 11th house. That's going to really open up a new sincerity or open up a new feeling of where you feel you belong, so you can be sincere out in the public. We have the star, so it's going to be very, very, very positive for you. And you know, this is cosmic order coming true. So make a wish, because the star card will look through for you. I even got it again. So that's amazing. So thank y'all very much for joining me. Make sure you register for the webinar if you haven't already. The link is in the description box below. And yeah, if you have a lot to be thankful for, find someone you could give a hug and share that love and thankfulness with them. And I really do hope, oh my God, D, what? If you did a cosmic order, make sure you know it's gonna come true. All right, don't diss the universe. Make sure you know it's gonna come true. And you stay blessed one and all.